Okay, that's Monica and that's Kyle. Kyle, can you wave at me? Kyle,
Okay, Dr. Clark.
You're on camera. Okay.
Yay.
All right. So tell me, what we were just talking about his schoolwork and stuff.
Well, during the summer we just did some practice work, and so Kyle's never really done this by himself before, but his teacher had given me a little packet to practice with, and so I had put him in his room by himself and sat him down at his desk, and he actually read this by himself and did all this work without my assistance. I walked back in the room and he was completely finished except for the last question, and I kind of had to assist him on that just a little bit.
And that's something that he had not been able really to do before?
He's never been able to do that.
Right.
So
we've never really had you guys on video before. Just kind of quickly, if there is a quick way, I mean, kind of just tell us
about Kyle.
Yeah, about Kyle, like what was going on, and kind of the background, what we've done, and what kind of stuff you've seen that's been better.
He's been diagnosed with PDD at age 5, and so we've been dealing with that for a while, but he's so impulsive. His impulsivity was so bad that he could not sit down and do any schoolwork.
Right.
So he really never, really was very functional as far as schoolwork is concerned. And so when we started working with Dr. Clark in the last 2 years, we've changed some things, given him some nutrients, and did some extra exercises, and for his brain, and it's been a big change. He's done fabulous. I mean, he's starting to learn. I always knew he could learn, but he couldn't sit still long enough to learn.
Right.
So his impulsivity is so much better, and he has more self-control than what he's ever had.
Yeah.
Since he was 3-4 years old.
And I mean, I personally noticed he talks a lot more, like in like in sentences and concepts that seem appropriate. Like I can understand, I can have a conversation with him.
Right. And he would always get off, like if you were carrying on a conversation with him or trying to, he would go off on another complete subject. Now he kind of sticks to what we're talking about. So that's kind of
very cool.
Impressive.
Yeah, that's very cool. Especially this schoolwork sheet you were showing me. I'm very impressed by that. And the other one with the shapes. Where's that one at?
I think you might have it.
Probably have that one too.
Here it is. His understanding of fractions.
Yeah.
Has just become, and math skills and things have really. He's been introduced to this for several years, year after year after year after year. But I think now this last year, grade 7 that he was in, it seems like it's taken off. And that's after a year of working with you.
Did he have seizure problems?
Yes, with the PDD, he started with seizure disorder at age 2.
Right.
And then he was so impulsive, and he was in a special program at the public school, and they couldn't ever get him to sit still. He was always wanting up, and he was real hyperactive and running over here and distracted very easily.
Yeah.
And he really couldn't ever progress as far as schoolwork.
Right, I remember that now.
Any of that kind of activity. Behavior was terrible. Couldn't take him in public.
Yeah.
Those without him.
Can you take him in public now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cassie's terrible.
What did he say?
One of his teachers he didn't like too much, but he basically loves
from back then.
So
he remembers back then.
Oh yes, he's got his memory. He's got a wonderful memory.
Sure he does.
He doesn't forget hardly anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, we go out to the restaurant and to the mall.
And you can don't have to be on him all the whole time.
No.
Well, that's good.
He knows if we make before we go into a place, like if we go to Costco or Albertsons, if he knows ahead of time that he can maybe get one, some gum or something like that, if he follows directions in the store, then he'll do it.
Yeah. So is he on medication now at all?
He's
for seizure
still
medication?
on his seizure medication, and we're going to try to work on getting him off of that.
Right. And how long has he been on the same amount? Have we changed amounts or anything? Has it been like the same amount for the whole time?
Same amount.
Okay. So we didn't have to take him off the medication, but we still had good improvement. So the next thing is to see if we can get even better, perhaps without the medication.
Right. And that's kind of what my next goal is, and that's probably why I'm here really to kind of visit with you about. Is that we're going to be seeing his neurologist, Dr. Raves, who's been watching him since he was 2 or 3 years old for his seizure disorder.
Right.
And he said we could try to take the medications off. His concern is behavior.
Right.
Because a lot of times they use the seizure medication for behavior.
It slows the brain down, so that's one of the reasons they use it. Okay, well, great. So it's been a good experience thus far, hasn't it?
So far. It's
been really good.
I mean, tremendously different than, I want more.
Well, we're going to get more. Okay, cool.
I want